Usman University as a research scholar of PhD, and he has so many international articles, papers, and he is a recipient of so many. I can see from his biodata that he has been the recipient of so many awards. So I'm not going to say that in detail, but that is at least 6 or 7 awards I can see here. So let me congratulate on behalf of Bengal Institute of Political Science, Political Studies, and now we are going to hear Professor Gulabnir Rahmani. So again, we are welcoming you on behalf of Bengal Institute of Political Studies. Now, please, over to you, sir.
Okay,
and let me tell everyone, all participants. First of all, thank you all participants for being with us, and please mute yourself during the presentation, and please do not press on present now button. Professor Rahmani is going to present his PPT with us, so please do not unmute yourself during the presentation, and after this presentation we will have an interaction session, so all are requested to okay, thank you. Now Professor Rahmani, please.
Thank you. First of all, let me to make a thanks for your introduction, and also I would like to make a thanks from the coordinator of this program. I don't want to mention the names because I may spell out properly or not. Just I want to give the real responsibility. The coordinator of this organization, the professors and technical people who are behind of this program, and also all the professors who are in this webinar, and participants, researchers, and students. Thank you very much for all of you, and special thanks for coordinator and the organizer of this program. So he invited me in such a wonderful platform, and has given a privilege for me to present my presentation under the topic of challenge of nation building process in Afghanistan. And first of all, before we want to start the nation building process topic, let's go share the PPT in the screen. After that, one by one we will go ahead.
Okay.
For me, and you make a good facility for me, and you make a good facility for and my presentation. The topic today I would like to discuss in this session, that is challenge of nation building process in Afghanistan. Of course, this challenge in nation building process has a long history, but specifically I would like to discuss about post-Talibanism in Afghanistan. It's a challenge in nation building process after post-Talibanism in Afghanistan. Let's come to and talk about this. What the outline of my presentation going to be discussed. The first let's come in the next stage. That is introduction, and introduction. This is the outline of the presentation. Outline, introduction. What is national identity? Overview or history of nation building process and both agreement in Afghanistan. I make it specify the period of nation building process. Afghanistan is a country of diversity, language, culture, tradition, customs, and religion. centralization of power as a challenge on the process of nation building, democracy and obstacles, geopolitical situation and neighborhood interference. Actors make up the nation and the state building process slow down in Afghanistan. Suggestion and conclusion. Now, I would like to comment the introduction. When we are coming to nation building, as a nation building process in Afghanistan, we can say if we go to the nation building process since Afghanistan got independence, till now the nation building process has a lot of challenge and obstacles. But beyond of this topic and this specific limitation of topic, I don't want to go further. I will come to discuss about, and specifically after the Bonn Agreement of 2001 till 2020. Afghanistan is one of the countries that has 5,000 civilization, 5,000 years civilization with diversity of language, ethnic, different religion, all living it together. The main purpose of this the nation building process is to achieve a unified, effectively, and capable to independently and peacefully under the slogan of one nation to stay it together. But this is the main purpose and the main objective of the people since since the establishment of Afghanistan, since the independence of Afghanistan, with having 5,000 civilization, people are with having diversity of language, religion, all these things. We try to be one nation. We try to have a good governance. We try to be one nation under different diversity and culture. But actually, in historically, no government in Afghanistan come together to get a government and a nation to bring people under one nation and under one unity of or solidarity. We are coming, there are some challenges and obstacles. The second point, nation is like a mirror. We are coming to discuss about what is the nation. First of all, we have to nation and identity. Nation and identity is like a mirror. When we want to see our origin face, we are going to the mirror and see how is our face, how it can be. So, nation and identity is like a mirror which shows the real and origin face of a nation. The national identity is the issue created challenge on nation building process process in Afghanistan. This is not a new issue, it is a historical background in Afghanistan. I said, since Afghanistan has got independence and established, the nation building process goes to that history. But we are coming to highlight what are the challenges after 2001. Lack of modern formation of government, interference of internal and external factors, and other aspects like political, social, economic, discrimination, culture, security, crisis, identity, geopolitical, and ideology influenced on nation-building process in Afghanistan. Now we are coming to the next page. All these aspects and today enclosed on the nation-building process in Afghanistan. One of the mostly highlight aspect of challenging the nation process in Afghanistan is the national identity. Because while still Afghanistan is only the country in the ground, Afghanistan is only the country in the region which is not having proper estimation, proper statistic of population. Still that this is 19 years is over from the nation building process and the new democratic government after the Talibanism in Afghanistan. But unfortunately, still Afghanistan is the country in the region there is no status. There is no minority population, there is no majority population. But if you look to the Google, if you look to the internet, you can find there are a lot of wrong and duplicate statistics of uploading the different projects. If they go with the projects were coming in Afghanistan with different countries, you are making an estimation, you are making a statistic for yourself and uploading it internet. That make it a record for the people. But still, There is no statistic, there is no population statistic in Afghanistan till date. This is one of the challenge. How this challenge, why maybe the question will be there, why there is no statistical population is not clear. Some people say 30 million, some people say 35 million population, not yet 25 million population. There are many people are having their own estimation. But the main reason of this is the problem goes to the national identity. The national identity is put in a challenge because after 2001 till 2020, still there is a cleavage of national identity. There are people they are living in the parliament of Afghanistan. They are challenging this position, and they want to make unify entire. As I mentioned in the beginning, in the initial, Afghanistan is the diversity country, diversity of ethnicity, diversity of language, and diversity of religion. But there are one of the political factor of Afghanistan is pressuring on the people, putting the people to be under one uniform ethics. Therefore, when the people are having 5,000 civilization, there is putting this procedure in the challenge. Why we should have ethnicity under one, all the ethnicity should be under the title of one ethnics. Because people say we don't want to put it, and all the minority people should not come under one title of the identity. Means the people, as I said, Afghanistan is the country who are having diversity of ethnicity. But there are government of Afghanistan pressuring the people, whatever identity title we want to give you to the people should be accepted. But people say giving the wrong title and the wrong identity for us, that is like a mosque. This, as you can see in this picture, people say this is not my face. This is not my real origin face. This is not my origin identity. Therefore, people want their own identity. Hazara people want to struggling to have their own identity. The Tajik want to have their own identity. Pashtun want their own identity. But the government want to unify all under one. So because of that, this identity idea of identity, national identity, is still challenging all over of the country. Still, people are not having this identity card, and you are using from casual paper as an identity ID. This is one of the aspects. The second aspect we are coming to is how the people are pressuring, how the politicians, how the government is pressuring people should be unified under one identity. Because there is a behind of this identity, there is a political game. The political games, as I mentioned in the initial stage, there is no majority and minority in Afghanistan. Still, people are pressuring, there is majority and minority, but there is no statistic. And the only game is going over there. This is a big challenge over there. Now, this challenge, this political game is going to back to and behind of this story of 2001. The full agreement of first district of nation building process in Afghanistan. When we are the government of the United Nations and also international organizations come together after the post-Talibanism, they design a new democratic government in Afghanistan. They try to get together for nation building process in Afghanistan. We come to in the one agreement in the Bonn, Germany. This is the United Nations representatives, or there are different representatives of international and non-international and other organizations. We join in this activity, and we come to play a democracy over there. How we want to play a democracy over there in the Bonn. And they said all the representatives of different ethnic of Afghanistan, all the representatives of different political parties and different regions and different community of people, and they came together in this Bonn agreement. And they come to join to give their hand to hand and make a new democratic government in Afghanistan. And the new democratic government based on the new democracy in Afghanistan. The first step they try to create a new democracy in Afghanistan in that world. How they come to play? They said we should have a democratic president in Afghanistan. And the democratic president, we should have one president should be democratic till we are constructing the constitution in Afghanistan, till inclusiveness of all the people and the new chapter of the election in Afghanistan. Finally, in this agreement, people come together and they conducted a voting procedure. And this voting procedure, and three people, all the different representatives from the different ethnics of Afghanistan can be visible over there. They are sitting over there. They are the main politicians of Afghanistan. They come to join to make a new democratic government. And this new democratic government, these all politicians, they elected, the majority of these politicians have voted for Tatar Siraj. He is one of the minority ethnics of Afghanistan. Or he got in 9 votes, and he got the majority votes as 9 votes. The another vote has given to for the Hamid Karzai as the former president of Afghanistan. The former president of Afghanistan got it 2 votes. But in the election principle, based on the election principle, Tatar Siraj was the only one who voted the election. And he became the winner of the president over there in the both sides. But unfortunately, due to interference of others behind of this game, they said, no, this is not the correct way. And the majority ethnics of Afghanistan should be the president of the country. And this session, and this agreement, people interfere. And even the international organization interferes in this principle of democracy over there. This is a small democracy practice over there. And this agreement, please feed on that picture. On that agreement, people he has a professor in West countries, somewhere in America, and he is very knowledgeable person. But because of minority, he ignored the election. And finally, the pressure of America, pressure and the representative of United Nations and the representative of United States, pressure on the people, other people who gave it the vote, to accept Hamid Karzai as the president of Afghanistan. Finally, they pressured, they accepted against the opposite of the principle of democracy. Hamid Karzai elected as a representative of Afghanistan. Finally, this procedure happened because of ethnic issue. So this ethnic game has started in the bone. Means the first mistake of democracy started in the Bonn Agreement of 2001. This is one of the mistakes which I have given some clarification. The second aspect of this procedure, it goes to the second aspect of challenge of nation building processes goes to geopolitical situation in Afghanistan. As we know, as we are looking to the geopolitical situation, Afghanistan is one of the countries. It is located in the heart of Asia, and which is heart of Asia. And when it is located in geopolitical area and geostrategical location, all the countries, including neighborhood countries and the superpower countries, they need it for such a country. They need it for such a strategy to fight against their own competition with other superpower countries. And this geopolitical location, there is two principles. There is two doctrine and philosophy of America is mentioning, and there is a political thought in America, and the philosophical thought is there. And they are saying we have to follow it. We have to follow the geopolitical location in the world, especially Afghanistan is one of the countries. It is located in the heart of Asia. Because whenever we follow two theories, the theory of heartland and theory of Waveland. The country is this is the political thoughts, the scenario of the United States. They are saying if you follow this theory to be influenced in other countries, to be sustained and to be survived as a superpower in the world, we have to follow this theory of Heartland and theory of Waveland. And this theory of Heartland, Afghanistan is one of the countries it is including and involved in this theory. And involved in this theory. Because why when Afghanistan is the location, the people who the country is a superpower country who want to take Afghanistan strategy location, they can pressure, they can influence to other countries like other countries who are saying we are the second superpower or we are struggling to fight with to be a powerful country in the world like Iran, Russia, China, and other countries. Still, America wants to be in Afghanistan, not to be in Afghanistan for challenging their own superpower, their own competition with other countries like China, based on economy. And they are looking over in this location in a streamline of economic, they are looking China. And a streamline of politics and military, they want to pressure Russia. And a streamline of the politicians and natural resource want to pressure in Iran. So in this all aspects are having including and the geopolitical location and geopolitical location strategy of Afghanistan. Because of that theory of our plan is focusing in Afghanistan. The second point theory is mentioned by the political thought of America. They are saying when we want to capture the country or we want to pressure and influence other countries to be a superpower, we have to follow the theory of Waveland. Theory of Waveland is based on the natural resources. The country who are having full of iron or full of natural resources. We cannot forget Afghanistan is one of the, beside of this being a geopolitical location, Afghanistan is one of the intact in the world, still the natural resources exist as a natural. There is no use any sort of natural resource in Afghanistan. So we can say, and theory of Waveland is focusing on the country who are in the Middle East countries and Southeast Asia, and also it can be included in all Arabic countries. Because of that, today America come in Asia and they damage entire the country who are being sustainable.
Hello.
When Iran was a sustainable country, Yemen was a sustainable country, Syria, all the other countries were stable, at least people were having their own life and normal life. But when America comes to there, they crash, they put all the states, they damage all the states and put it at clash in conflict over there. Because of why all these aspects goes to link it with the theory of Waveland. People, America want to use from the natural resource of this country. They want to use their own industrial production in this country. So because they want to have a good market of supply in this country, because of that they are following in this aspect. The next factor which is impacted in Afghanistan can be the next page, please come in the next page. The next factor make up the nation building state and the present process slow down in Afghanistan since 2001 till 2019. That is the political centralization. The ideology, discrimination, foreign interference, economic, language and religious, and the social structure, ethnic, religious statistics. And also we are coming the political centralization. You know, maybe some of you are thinking, with coming more than 40 countries countries in Afghanistan, they come to support it to make a nation building process in Afghanistan. But why Afghanistan is not succeeding to have a nation building process to have a good government? Maybe why is Afghanistan become a challengeable country for the region? Maybe you have a lot of questions in your mind. And my perspective and my view, based on nation building process, one of the main problem factor of challenging the nation building process in Afghanistan is political centralization. The constitution of Afghanistan has constructed based the option of the first president Hamid Karzai. And he has designed the constitution of Afghanistan for their own expectation. Means he put it entire power in his hand, in his pocket. He tried to construct the power to be in the hand of the single person. Because of this centralization of power and making others to be under domination of one hand, under domination one person. He tried to be like a Putin. He decided to be survive for 2-3 days. He decided to be as a president of Afghanistan. He designed the constitution like a dress in his body. Because of that, and he designed such a constitution for Afghanistan. And finally, he did not elect it because of the constitution has put some limitation. He did not come in the third round of election. Finally, the people, the person, if anyone, somebody in Afghanistan, this president is not good, that president is bad, that is good, this is bad. But this is not the main picture. The main picture of this nation, the challenge of nation building process is that the constitution of Afghanistan has given the power to all the power in one hand. If you bring a very weak person, if you bring a weak person to and appoint as a president of Afghanistan, the weak man will become a dictator man in the future. Because of why? Because of this centralization and Article 64, an entire responsibility of power is in the hand of president. And there are 21 elements of constitution has mentioned this power is in the hand of president, that is in the hand of president, everything is in the hand of president. There is no role of other parliament, there is no role of other organization in Afghanistan. So it is the constitution is making the situation to be centralized man to have a power in one hand. This is the one challenge. Because of why we should, so for the solution, I will have a solution and suggestion in the end of the presentation. What is the solution? You may have the suggestion, the question. The second one, that is ideology. Still, Afghanistan is one of the countries, since establishing and getting independence till now, become a ground of and filterization of ideology. Different ideology comes in the practice in Afghanistan. The communists come in Afghanistan, dictatorship come in Afghanistan, king ruling come in Afghanistan, and also Talibanism comes in Afghanistan. Many ideology has practiced in Afghanistan. Still, ideology is influencing on the mind of the people and influencing on the nation building process. There are some of the people, if you are saying you are a good man, you are a very national man, you want to be if you want to say, I want to be a national man. But if you are not from the specific ethnics, they are against of you why you are saying in this respect. They are not accepting you. But they can accept whatever they have, whatever they are looking, whatever they are thinking. Still means ideology is existing in Afghanistan. Still people are not cognitively not thinking about the reality of a nation. Not reality of a political man should have in this principle, in this ethic. They are thinking based on principle ideology as well. Discrimination. Now, after 2001, I mentioned in the initial stage, discrimination started in the democracy of Afghanistan 2001. This is, and historically there is a big challenges, there is a big discrimination is over there. I don't want to go behind because the presentation will go and beyond. So after 2001, as I mentioned, discrimination started in 2001, Bonn Agreement. And the Bonn Agreement, when Sattar Sirat, he is one of the philosophers and he is one of the professors of Afghanistan, he elected based on knowledge, based on principle of his, ethically he is one of the best scholars of Afghanistan. He accepted by majority of the participants in the Bonn as a president. But because of he was from ethnic of Uzbek of Afghanistan, still the principle of minority and majority is going on, and he said no, minority will not be able to rule in Afghanistan. Because of that, he ignored it, and the first discrimination of Afghanistan after 2001 started in June 2001 is going on as a casualty. The next one, the foreign interference. The another factor of this making slow down the nation building. That is foreign interference. When the Saddam Hussein has elected as a president of Afghanistan in the Bone Agreement, even United States of America interfere in this election, and the United Nations also interfere in this election. And they did not respect for the principle of democracy, and they did not respect for the principle of democratic government. And the first mistake has begun from over there by interference of international organization. Still, international organization are interfering in all aspects of Afghanistan. Mostly today, they are coming and calling Afghanistan as the first and the second, third corrupt country in the world. But if we go if we scrutinize, if we go to filterize the situation, the mostly corruption has been done by the foreigners. Most of the project has been rallied by the foreigners, and they corrupted. They brought the money in Afghanistan, they draw money from Afghanistan, and they only put the blame on the shoulder of the people. This is one of the interference of Afghanistan, but they damage the nation building process. They put the bad names on the nation building process in Afghanistan. The second one, sorry, there is one the typing mistake is here. Language and religions. As we can say, in Afghanistan there are more than 33 live language are exist in Afghanistan. But there is a big cleavage going on in Afghanistan. Under the name of Pashtun, under the name of Tajik, under the name of Uzbek, under the name of Azara. This is a cleavage. This is a cleavage of social engineering of the people. And why the people should not come to under one unit? Language is just a value of communication. There is no such a different definition for a language. But still, there are the people who are not having influence among of the people. There are some of the people they do not familiarize with the people. They do not have full influence on the people. They are using the tools of language as an influence of politics. Because of that, when they are coming under the umbrella of a language, they are bringing the people get together and showing the people this is a case of that, this is a case of this language. Because of that, making the social engineering the people based on the language and putting the divide on the people. And the next one, social structure in Afghanistan. As I mentioned, still Afghanistan is not based on nation building process. They are not based on democratic, based on the principle of democracy. Why? How you may say this is called democratic government, democracy is over there. See, when we look to the Bone Agreement, the structure of the first mistake started from here. The first violence against the principle of democracy started from over here. But nowadays, it is going off, and when the election process is going to be started in Afghanistan, they are thinking about the structure. They do not think who should be the best, who is the beneficial for the people, who is the person to fruitful for the people and taking the nation to bringing a change for the country. They are thinking and they are electing, the candidates always thinking about the structure of ethnicity. The right hand should be from one ethnic, the left hand should be from another ethnic, the first one should be from a specific ethnic. They are thinking about this structure. Now, from 2001 till 2020, now if you look to the structure of Afghanistan, the structure is based on ethnic. There is no structure based on nation building process. Nation building process means we have to summarize the people and we have to elect the people who are the benefit fruitful for the people. So, and also we are coming to the ethics. Ethics is now, ethics is one of the social, ethics is one of the climate in Afghanistan. Today, the people are, after 2001 and 2004 elections started in Afghanistan, the first election, entire the people, entire the ethics, they are thinking about the person who are familiarized with particular ethics in the country. They don't think, who is he? Who is he fruitful for all the people? Is it fruitful for effective for the country? Is it effective for the people? We are thinking is from my ethnic. The other is thinking from their own perspective of their own political party. Tajiks are thinking about their own political party. Pashtuns are thinking from their own political party. But based not on their the merits of their politician. They are based on he is from their own ethnics. But you know what is the merit? I have done the research in Afghanistan. What is the merit of politicians? They are thinking, I want to bring the people to be a superpower. I want to serve for Islam. I want to serve for this country. But they do not have any master plan for the people. They do not have any streamline for their benefits for the people, what they want to do for the people. Everybody is thinking about their own ethics. They are thinking when they reach and their own position and the power, but they are forgetting their own ethics. Even no politician of Afghanistan, they serve for their own ethics, they support their own ethics. Today, since 2001, 2019, the Pashtuns are the president of Afghanistan. Today, the huge illiteracy is going on in the ground of the Pashtuns regions. Huge number of schools are burning on that region. Huge number of people are illiterate on that. There is slowed down education system. There is education or illiteracy is very low over there. So today the main victim of the people in Afghanistan are the Pashtun people. The main mass people are suffering more than the people who are not in the power. So means the people, politicians are coming and using power as a tools and bringing their own, bringing a change for their own life. And they do not, even their families are not living in Afghanistan. And now Dr. Abdullah, he is since 2001, since 2020, he is the one of the person who comes to the power in Afghanistan. Still his family is living in it. To be survived, to be safe, to be in peaceful region. But he is coming to making peace for the people. He is coming with the power to bringing a change for the life of the people. But when he is not ensure, he doesn't have confidence to save his family. Even not like him, like other presidents, all other presidents, other ministers, entire the ministers of Afghanistan, they do not have confidence on themselves to bring peace for their own family. Because why? Still they do not believe for their own the people. When you do not serve for the people, you may not have confidence on the people. So, and also religion is another aspect. Today, we can see one of the factors of nation buildings in Afghanistan is to the beauty of a country is that to be a diversity of religion, diversity of language, diversity of culture, diversity of customs. Like India, how India is a beautiful country, like a garden which has different flowers. So when we are having different flowers in a garden, the garden will be flourish, will become very beautiful. But today in Afghanistan, the ethnic cleansing and also religion cleansing is going on. Then last Monday, one of the minority of Afghanistan, that is Sikh people, 1% of Hindu Sikhs are living in Afghanistan. But unfortunately, I am very feeling shy to these people are migrating from Afghanistan and they are leaving Afghanistan and coming to India because they are not able to survive in Afghanistan. I am very unfortunate for this factors. Today, last Monday, when I have seen the pictures, people are they came in India, and they are 1% of Afghanistan. They are leaving Afghanistan. This is one of the big sorrow for all the people of Afghanistan. They are losing the minority, and they are having the minority like sick people or the peaceful people in Afghanistan. They do not have any criminal cases in Afghanistan, and they are history. But today, no, the government since 2001 till now, no government has put to support their own customs, culture, religion, ceremony, all these things. Because of all their this being unsafe in Afghanistan, they leave Afghanistan now. They are gradually migrating from Afghanistan. The next slide is political issue as already I mentioned. Today, can you come to the next page, sir? The next page, sir. Political factors. Is it coming? This is political factors, and now I can say today political factor is another factor, which is today people are thinking about themselves and thinking about their own their life, and they are utilizing from the people and making the people for their own political agenda. And the next factor is that is discrimination. Can you see the next page? Can you see that? The next page. Discrimination. Is it visible? I cannot see this.
I think I have to share again something.
Because there are some pictures of there. I want to
resume the presenting. Yeah.
Yeah, because please, I request you to share this one because there are some things I want to do for the participants.
Yeah. Is it visible now?
Still not.
No. Okay, wait a bit.
I have two choices for all to be waiting for that, but there are some.
Yeah. Actually, somehow it is disconnected. Okay. I think now it is visible.
Yeah, it is visible, but now you can open.
Sorry. Let me open now.
Now, okay. Please come in the next page after political.
আমার হচ্ছে মেদিনীপুরে
Next. Yeah, ideology. Yeah. Now you can come in the discrimination part.
This one.
Yeah, ideology already I covered that one. Yeah, you can keep it here. You can keep it ideology. One of the factors already I mentioned the ideology, some aspect I have given to the second for that. Now we are coming to discrimination part. Now you can see in context of this letter. And the context of this letter is mentioned in partial language. And this partial language letter has officially leaked in the media of Afghanistan. And this letter has mentioned directly is mentioned the specific ethics of should not be included in the military of the country. It means that the specialized some military in Afghanistan, the Ministry of Interior Affairs has specialized a group of military against of the violence against of non-violence in Afghanistan and against of opposite of the country. And this letter has mentioned under the name of ethnic clearance. Means the specific ethnic should not be included in this military and should not be in this part of military. Two means, and finally this letter is leaked in the country, leaked in the media. Media have broadcast in the country and brought a big cleavage inside the people and brought a cleavage among of the people. And this Makul bring created leverage among of the people. Finally, and the government has removed this letter, and some of the people they said, no, this is not that. We have not done this. Finally, this is the official letter which is break down the nation process, and discrimination still that is going on in the country means the procedure, the reform of government is not based on the merits, not based on the qualification, based on the ethnicity. If you are from the particular ethnicity, you have to be on the position. If you are from that particular ethnicity, you have to be in the lower position, or you are in the middle position. So this issue is bringing the people in the 21st century, which the world become a village in the screen of a computer. Nothing can be hidden. Nothing can be disappear. So people are become very sensitive against those nation building process. And the next point we are coming to discrimination factor based on the foreign factors, foreign interference. As I already mentioned, foreign countries are not only interfered in bone agreement, as they interfere in entire other aspects of our life. If you see from the perspective of Charles Taylor, he's a Canadian philosopher, he said, the current violent clash of the civilization and culture is not a historical fact. It is a poignant project to put the nation world in the violence and conflict culture. Okay. Now, Afghanistan, as India is one of the countries, has the civilization of Persians. The Persians, now there are more than 52 departments of Persians or exist in 50 University of India, and they are graduating from bachelor up to PhD. But you may have a good idea about this, how the Persian has history, civilization history in the world, in the region, particularly in Afghanistan. But today, the BBC is one of the broadcast and one of the news is putting the cleavage among of the cultures. Previously there was at the page of BBC, there was BBC Persian. Finally, when the cleavage comes in Afghanistan, some clash has started leaked in entire the social of the people and the among of the people. At this time, BBC has interfered and brought another clash among of the people. They said BBC Dari, and they changed from BBC Persian. They brought it on their page as a BBC Dari. But if we come to the meaning and the concept of this language, Dari and Persians are in one. There is no change. There is no differentiation. The language, when a language it can be different, we need for a translator. We need a person to translate the language. But the people who are Persians or Dari, they are one language. But BBC is interfering. No, BBC is one culture, Farsi is another language, there is another language. Because why? This is the one of the string line of British rule. They want to damage the civilization, the big 5,000 civilization of Afghanistan, and they want to make it small culture, make a big culture to be a small culture. This is the main string line of these countries. Even we can say today, these foreign countries are interfering our civilization, nation building process. The next page is the economic part. As after 2001 till 2020, Afghanistan is one of the dependency of international economies. Now, even more than 40 countries financially supported Afghanistan, and one of the main financial support of Afghanistan is USA. But today, up to 2014, the huge number of organizations come to Afghanistan and they support financially for construction, nation building, and some other education, all other dimensions of Afghanistan. But finally, they stopped their raising funds and they put the people to be and started some other projects, like bringing some other projects to break down the democracy elements or democracy, the election, and some other aspects. But in fact, there are a lot of projects. Just keep a stance on that picture. There are a lot of projects all coming in Afghanistan. They are running good projects. Now, Daesh is one project. Taliban is one project. There are some other groups or another project. These all projects are running over there in Afghanistan. Because of from these projects, they are drawing, they are taking soldiers from among of the poor people, the people who are uneducated, the people who are illiterate, the people who are not having knowledge, the people who are suffering economically. These people are handing for this project, and they catching these people and brainwashing these people and bringing a case of the country and bringing a case of nation building process and bringing a case of the government to the process, the government system, all these things. This is one of the factors through the economic factors. They are damaging the system of government. And the government is coming constructing a route, and other side the people, other projects are coming and demolition the construction route. So now language, this is one of the important aspects. The language claims an identity. Already in the initial stage we have mentioned, identity is like a mirror. If you want to see yourself, you may go in the mirror to see how is your face. If your face is not your face, if you put some other mask, if you are not can see your face, you may say I'm not that person. So means you have to be on that your identity, whatever identity you are. So, but after coming a constructing constitution of Afghanistan in 2004, and the constitution of Afghanistan mentioned there are two languages are official in Afghanistan. The first, Persian, and the second one is Pashto. These two languages are the national language of Afghanistan, and based on the constitution. But Hamid Karzai, on that period of time, Hamid Karzai influenced the people, and he has supported some other representatives of all the village people, all the people from different regions, and brought the people. But today, when the national anthem produced from Ministry of Culture and Communication and released the country as under one language, as a national anthem has mentioned by one language, in this time the social cleavage is not enough, because there are people, there are ethnics who are having 5,000 civilization, but the language is mentioned in the constitution, but they cannot see their language on the national anthem. So this aspect brought the people to claim it and stand to pray a conflict against the government to this obedience from the government. The next you can see the currency. The currency is the identity of, please stand over here. The currency is one of the identity of the entire population. Entire people means people can see themselves on their money. If you want to see your letter, your language, all these things, if your money, you can say, you can recognize yourself, I am from this country. Afghanistan is the country who are having civilization of 5,000 history of Persia. Even India is one of the country who are having this civilization of 52 department of Persians are exist in India. This language with this much support, with this much rich support of intellectual support exists in the country, but today that is not mentioned. Even it is mentioned in the constitution, but due to some ethnic dimension issue and this language is not mentioned in the currency of the country. A huge number of population or disobedience from this aspect, and they are not accepting this factors, and they are saying our language should be on our currency, because if we cannot see our language in our currency, we cannot be obeyed from the government. So this is one of the social engineering of this dominance from by putting this lineage. And also, if we come to India, I don't want to give example of other countries. So now, and we are coming to religion factor. As I mentioned, the constitution of Afghanistan is one of the factors brought the country and the cleavage. One, to the constitution that the country of Afghanistan has done. That is, there is no opportunity from the minority people to become a president of Afghanistan. So, if you look at the constitution in democracy, there is equality of all. In the democracy, there is no differentiation between any ethnic, religion, anything. So, means all the people as a human, we will have equal rights, fraternity of equality. But in the constitution of Afghanistan, there is mentioned that from minority Hindu people will not be able to become a president of Afghanistan. Not only the president of Afghanistan, still before 5 years, 2 years, we do not have any minister, we do not have any 2-3 years back, we do not have any member of the parliament, and even we do not have education facility properly for these people. Finally, we do not have such a facility for this minority Sikh in Afghanistan to be survive and to be safe in their own houses and their own regions. But the last month, unfortunately, huge number of the people were crying and they leave the country and they are coming at the airport of Afghanistan. They leave Afghanistan airport to the Delhi airport. I am very sorry of these people, why these people, these peaceful people leaving our country. But they are very peaceful people. They are not having a single crime in their history record. So with such a kind of people are leaving the country, but how we can call this is democracy? How we can say we are having nation building process? At least we should have opportunity for these people. We are coming to the next aspect, social structure. Today in democracy factor, we can say when we want to talk about democracy, when we are talking about democratic country, we are able to raise our hand and we are able to raise our voice on any structure of the government. Any structure of the government. This is the last thing. We are reaching at the last.
Please conclude this.
And this is the last one. Whereas in a democratic country, we are able to bring the people, we are able to raise our voice and give suggestion for the government. We want this type of government, we want this structure of government. If you talk about the government in Afghanistan, you are coming to dominate, you are coming to clash you, why you are talking beyond of this structure. Means, there are some people who are talking about federalism in Afghanistan. But entire people standing against this type of politician, they are saying, why are you talking under this? But today we can see our neighborhood country, they are ruling federalism country as beautifully, and they are running their country as a good governance. But now we are coming to democracy. The last stages, you can say democracy, as I already mentioned. Democracy means equality of fraternity of all and the heights of constitution. But already I mentioned the cleavage, and there is no one of the elements of democracy is the election. Since 2004 till 2019, still we are not having the transparency of election. Even today, the last presidential election, we had 2 presidents, and they divided power into 50-50, and then again a new president has come elected in Afghanistan. He divided the power into 50-50. But what type of democracy can be? How we can bring a nation building? Is there any nation building process to bring the people and to divide the government with your opposition? There is no opposition to get it 50% of power by their own. So this is against of nation building process. This is mocking democracy. Anywhere practicing like this, they miss this is not democracy, this is hypocrisy. And we are not saying we are not reaching on the journey of democracy on the country. So we can say education for the children. We can say, I said on the initial stage, we said since 2001 till 2020, we can say, Pashtuns are ruling as a president in Afghanistan. But even still, the Pashtuns are only the people who are suffering from the war. So not only the Pashtuns, all the people are suffering from war. But the Pashtuns are the majority people who are suffering from illiteracy. Even in the competition exam, from one province of Afghanistan to 3 years back, there 2 girls and 2 ladies participated in external examination. But from other ethnics of Persian, Hazara, all the other aspects, this huge number of participants joined on the competition exam, national competition exam. But today, even they could not serve for their own people, just only under hypocrisy, they are practicing, they are ruling the people and using from the people and putting the name of democracy. But there is no equality of equality. There is no equality of distribution of power, education, health sector, political and economic sector. All are they are having such a own their factors against of that one nation building process. But the geopolitical, already I mentioned the next page. Geopolitical, I have already mentioned. This is already election system. You can see people are cutting the balloons and putting on the ballot box. This is the situation of democracy. This was the situation of democracy in Afghanistan. The geopolitical location in the nation stage, I focus on that. Today, why entire China, Russia, and Iran are supporting Afghanistan and other regions are supporting India, are supporting the thing. But today, even today, China is not in Afghanistan. We don't have military, we do not have some other aspect, but they are from streamline of economic streamline. They are trying to be involved in Afghanistan nation building process to be reachable for the natural resources of Afghanistan. As China is trying to use from the natural resource of the country, they are trying to be involved of the development policy solution. The last one, suggestion and solution. And the suggestion, maybe you may have question, what is your suggestion for these things? The first my suggestion as a PhD researcher is that respect for diversity of social identity. The government must form in such a system, all the people of the country could see their identity equal. Because all the people should be see themselves. I am identity of this country, I am my identity, I am from here, and this is my identity. So this is, we should follow the policy to satisfy entire the people. We should not have such a cleavage of identity. One. The second, civil society, political parties should be empowered and since 2001 till now, the political government of Afghanistan, even the United States of Afghanistan come to support democracy, civil society, politicians, all this. But they came and they divided the big political party to very small parts. And one big political party today in Afghanistan is divided into many parts to become very small, and they are not able to influence for the political. Because why? They are not supported by government. They are not supported by international organizations. So they lost their own power among of the people. Now we come to controversy of neural lines should be solved in political dialogues. Since 2001, 2020, Afghanistan is since long, since 1947 till now we have the same challenge to conflict over there. Durand line border as a border of between Pakistan and Afghanistan, and this clash is still going on. And Pakistan tried to survive Afghanistan to be be a poor country to try to survive, while this country is trying to be a country to whatever we product over there, we should sell it in our market. We should sell it on our people. So they try to